Welcome back to Island Life Live. For decades, NAPA has been keeping our vehicles performing safely and efficiently.
And when it comes to auto parts, you voted them best of Hawaii.
Joining us right now is Daryl Turner, Special Projects Manager, NAPA Auto Parts Hawaii. Aloha, Daryl.
Aloha.
Thank you so much for joining us today, and congratulations on being voted best of Hawaii. Please tell us why NAPA is the best.
You know, I think it mainly has to do with our people. You know, we're locally owned and operated. We have lots of independent stores, a total of 45 throughout the state of Hawaii.
Wow.
So every island's represented. Believe it or not, we have 2 stores on Lanai.
Hey!
You wouldn't think of a little island like that. However, we have 2 NAPA operations there. We've been around since 1955, so we're celebrating 70 years in Hawaii.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Along with that, our corporate side out of Atlanta is celebrating 100 years this year. So 2 big celebrations for us. On Maui, we have an independent owner, Ed Fujinaka. He has 7 stores there. He just celebrated 41 years in Kahului. So we have generational ownerships, yeah? So when you have that, you are able to form a bond with the community, a relationship. So it's not just a corporate big box store, yeah? You get to know the people who are there for years and years. So I think really our secret ingredient is our team members, yeah? It isn't the logo or the parts on the shelf, it's really the people.
You know, and I'm glad you brought that up, because I was going to ask, we understand that NAPA is a national brand, but every time you shop at NAPA, every time our viewers shop at NAPA, we really are supporting local, aren't we?
Yes, definitely. We're the last remaining entity, especially in Hawaii, who has a model that is both company-owned stores and independently owned stores. So on Oahu, we have the Isonos, you know, in Kaimuki. They've been there forever. Larry is still with us. You know, he's in his 90s. His son Vern runs it. His brother John's in the business. Mark's in the business. The daughter Ashley's in the business. So yet we still have the company owned, like you mentioned, with Hart Street, where we have 22,000 square feet, $3.5 million of inventory tucked away in a building that's leased to us by Kamehameha Schools, right in the Kakako area, right? So it's a big, diverse platform that we go on. And again, mentioning 2 stores on Lanai, we have 2 stores on Molokai, right? So yeah, we want to give the community options and not just have a single store. So it's always good when you have 2 brands that people can go to, or 2 owners people can go to.
Well, I was going to say, owned by the same person or different people?
2 different families.
Okay. Oh, they got to put on those specials. That's awesome.
You know, I know Davey has a question for you, Daryl, but I just wanted to say, I think that's wonderful. Your testament to the people is that you know them by name. They're not just somebody that owns a store, but you know them, you know their children, you know the next generation that's coming up, and I think that's amazing.
Yeah, it's a family. I stepped away from NAPA for about 10 years. The company I worked for had a car dealership business. I went into that for 10 years, and people used to ask me, do you miss NAPA? And I said, I miss the people. You know, really, the people in the parts business, they're very genuine, they're very caring, they're very much there to serve. And our motto is service, service, service some more, and the sales will come. So a lot of other business try and sell you, and then you get service. We try and do it the opposite. We give the service first, and then hopefully the sales will follow.
And then that could form that bond, that connection. I mean, of course, we were talking off air. Lena Girl's nephew used to drive for NAPA. I remember growing up with NAPA in Waimanalo with Ken and Larry, KNL Auto Parts. So we have that long connection with you guys too. And of course, with being 70 years in the islands, amazing. Now, what is the key to NAPA's longevity? I mean, you mentioned a whole bunch of things, and I'm assuming that's part of the secret sauce. But what about the other keys to your guys' success?
I think, you know, in the beginning with NAPA, it started out as a means to supply the repair shops with parts, and then it just grew and grew and grew. I used to say that NAPA's a Fortune 150 company. However, they're run like a small mom and pops at the top level. Everybody knows your name. Everybody remembers your birthday. Everybody cares about you. Whenever there's tragedies, NAPA will step in with a team member and help, or even in communities. So I think it's the giving part, you know, giving back to the community has built that longevity in place. And the fact that we realize we're not NASA, we're NAPA, right? We're just selling auto parts, we're not launching rockets. So keep it simple and stay in your lane, and yet give back as much as you can.
Yeah, and I think all of us could could definitely adopt that motto of service, 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 and the sales will come.
Yeah.
I love that. That's
Yeah.
just brilliant, Darryl.
Yeah. It's been a long journey in Hawaii. We started out, like I said, in 1955. Name you both probably remember, Dutch Schumann, right? Schumann
yes.
Carriage.
Schumann
Schumann
Carriage.
Carriage.
Owned it from 1955 until 2003, and then he decided to sell and retire, and then General Parts Corporation, aka NAPA, bought it in 03, and then have kept growing it till then. We've just recently been able to add on a bunch of competitive parts stores that lost their supplier, some of them independently owned, so they change shirts and now wear the blue and gold, wear the NAPA. And now we're up to 45 stores. We were at 39 for a while. So just adding those operators in has been a real plus for us. And hopefully it will be for them and their customers and their customers' customers. Right?
Very cool.
Some of it's wholesale and some of it's retail.
Congratulations on your longevity, Darryl. Thank you so much for being
Thank you
here.
guys for doing all you do. You bring the aloha in Hawaii. So thank you so very
Oh,
much.
mahalo.
Appreciate it.
And you the best of Hawaii right here. Auto Parts category. This is Darryl Turner, our special projects manager at NAPA Auto Parts Hawai'i. Mahalo nui, brother.
Thank you. Aloha.